I just gave an AI full control to this 10-pound rover. The AI was able to directly control the rover, drive it around the room, autonomously navigate, read and understand sensor data, and make it do anything that you ask it to. The moment you start thinking about giving AI full control of a real robot, every decision starts to have a very real consequence. One bad command or one wrong move, and this rover could slam into a wall or into an object. So that's why before giving AI full access to this robot, I'm building and testing each feature of this robot individually. This includes the following. First, I'll make sure that the robot's controls can move reliably. Then, check if the sensors are producing stable data. Then verify the mapping and localization. And finally, test its autonomous navigation. Let's get started with the video. This is a 6-wheeled unmanned ground vehicle by Waveshare. The main computer inside this rover is a Jetson Orin Nano. The primary sensors on this robot are a Oak D-Light depth camera and a LiDAR sensor. It also comes with a 2 degrees of freedom camera mount on the top. We will be using ROS, or Robot Operating System, to control the robot. ROS allows sensors and motors to communicate effectively with each other using various topics and services, and it also comes with built-in tools for mapping and navigation. To get started, we first need to install and run a VNC server on the Jetson Orin Nano so that we can control the GUI directly from our laptop. Make sure that the Jetson is already booted up and connected to the Wi-Fi. This should be done during initial Linux setup of the device. Next, ensure that the laptop is connected to the same Wi-Fi network. Then, find the Jetson's IP address, run ifconfig or hostname.i in the terminal. And then you'll find the corresponding IP address. For me, the IP address is 192.168.1.16. Open the terminal on your laptop and SSH into the Jetson. We will be using Tiger VNC. To install Tiger VNC, use the following commands. Once the installation is complete, start the VNC server using the following command. The first time you run this command, it will ask you to create a VNC password. To avoid starting the VNC server manually every time the robot boots up, you can configure to launch it automatically using a cron job. Run the following command. Then add this line in the bottom of the file. Save and exit the editor. Now, the VNC server will automatically start whenever the Jetson boots up. This ensures that the VNC server starts automatically whenever the device powers on. Great. Now, we could connect the device remotely. I'm using a Mac, so I'll use the built-in screen sharing application. Go on the screen sharing application, click on Add, and enter the IP address, followed by the port 5901, and click on Connect. And as you can see that I'm able to see the GUI for it. For Windows and Linux, you can use the following applications. Once the Jetson setup is complete, we can clone the GitHub repository for the rover. This repository contains all the ROS2 packages that are required to run the rover. Copy the link and open the terminal on the Jetson Orin Nano and run the following command. Now navigate into the workspace by typing the following command. Next, follow the commands provided in the GitHub repository to install all the dependencies and prepare the workspace. There are 14 packages in total, and once the build completes successfully, you should see a corresponding success message appear on the terminal. Alright, with everything installed, we can start mapping the room through the LiDAR sensor on top of the rover using SLAM. I will teleoperate the robot around the room for the full construction of the map. To launch the SLAM node, use the following ROS2 command. This opens up ROS, which allows us to visualize the 2D occupancy grid map. The map right now represents the area currently scanned by LiDAR at its position. Here, the white cells means free space, black means an obstacle, and grey means the area is yet to be explored. As you can see that the room currently has a few boxes and obstacles also placed inside it. To start the teleoperation, use the following command in another terminal. I can now start controlling the robot using my laptop's keyboard. Before we start mapping, we can also use the on-device camera to get a real-time visual feedback from the robot and drive it safely. To open it, open a new terminal and run the following ROS2 command. After this, go to ROS, click on Add, and then select By Topic and choose Image. You should see the camera feed. Now, let's drive the robot around to completely map the area. So that took around 2 minutes, and as you can see that I have a pretty good occupancy grid map for this room built up. It contains all the objects present inside the room, and the current position of the robot with respect to the room is also visible. Now that we have a complete 2D occupancy grid map, we can move on to autonomous navigation. Let's make the robot navigate to a specific location using Nav2. First, load the map that we previously saved. As you can see, the robot is trying to localize itself within the map. Once localization is complete, we can select a point on the map where we want the robot to navigate. Let's select one of the points in the map. And the goal has now been sent. We can start to see some activity in the navigation stack as the robot begins to plan its route. We can also see that the path has now been generated and the robot has started to move towards the destination. It will now automatically try to reach the point following the planned path. And there we go, the robot has successfully reached the destination, completed completely autonomously. Now, let's make things a little more interesting. This time, we'll introduce an obstacle directly in the robot's path and see how the navigation stack reacts to it. I'll give the robot another navigation goal. But this time, I'm going to be placing a box in the middle of its path while it's moving. The LiDAR should detect the obstacle and dynamically replan a new route along it. As you see that it handled it gracefully and it made another path around it. Alright, with that, we've tested all the core functionalities of the rover. And now comes the exciting part. Let's connect an LLM to this robot and control it using natural language. For this, we will be using the ROS2 server. To install ROS2, go to the following GitHub repository, clone it using your terminal. Once completed, go inside the ROS2 server folder. Make sure that you have UV installed. Do UV sync to get all the project dependencies. Once there, you can add ROS2 to any LLM application of your preference. I am using OpenAI's Codex in this case. The idea is simple. ROS exposes robots' capability through topics, services, and actions, and ROS2 allows an LLM to interact with those capabilities as tools. So instead of manually typing ROS commands, we can simply describe what we want the robot to do in plain English, and the AI will take it from there. Let's start with a simple command. Do a complete 360-degree revolution. The LLM should interpret the instruction, generate the required ROS commands, and publish them to the robot. And just like that, the robot has started to move in a circle. Now let's try something more advanced. Go back and forth 5 times. Alright, with it, thanks for watching the video.